today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerge from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3 quarterback.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. Zero interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny, when we talked to him, all he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Off the play fake, Peterson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
No gain on the play there. Second down. Looking to throw. Peterson. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off at the 47.
Here we go. 50, plant.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight?
X3, 218, chopper.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the first down in the process. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll buy some time right to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And
got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Jags have taken the early lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us,
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
you're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Mike 29.
Now Joe Mixon. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now this throw caught left side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But
Mixon hit, and oh, the ball is out. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was, and Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Peterson. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. To throw on third down, Peterson. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jaguars are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready to break. Mike 38. Mike Bravo.
Push him back. Push him back.
Mike 38. Mike 38. We own nil. We own nil.
That's the Mike.
Come on, D.
Mike 38. Mike 38. Mike 38. Here we go, D.
Hey, Wahoo. Mike 38. I'm coming. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down.
Ready? 70.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Lawrence.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game at Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward.
And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He struggled. His team has struggled. You talk to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed. And how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that confident level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Peterson.
Completion here to Claypool.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Able to hit his target, Claypool.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Peterson, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Hey, you're on an island over there.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. From the gun, Peterson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
You can't block me.
Hey, Delta. 57.
Play action. It's Lawrence.
Here we go.
That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Mike 38, Mike 38.
Hey, zoom.
Mike 38, Mike 38.
Better free.
Now Lawrence.
Let you know right now, you better free.
Wide open receiver complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
We play to win. Let's go.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. With touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Jaguars are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room try and regroup and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
57, Mike, 57.
Here's Lawrence. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. It's a big play for the Jaguars.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Switch it.
General West.
On the run, it's Robinson. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. From the gun on 3rd down, Peterson. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Peterson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jaguars. Go on offense, first down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
70, Indy.
Again, Peterson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Go now. 10 Tucson.
Mike 38! Mike 38! Bring it!
Get it.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Here we go. 19 tracker, 19 tracker.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On the return is Peterson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
From the pistol, they run with Peterson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They run, Peterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Come on, fellas.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Set, 8, read.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. 57. Mike.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it. Peterson. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
The punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back to throw. Peterson. He finds his man. Complete. It's McKinney. And the Jags grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Big stop, T. Big stop. Let's go. 57. Mike, 57. All day, just like that.
On 1st down, Peterson stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the 4th quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Let's go.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing on 1st down.
Peterson. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Well, this game... decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He finds his man, complete. It's McKinney, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
What was that, man?
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Looking to throw. Peterson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Mike 46. Mike 46.
Back to throw. Peterson under pressure, and they got to him again. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
79. Let's go. 46 to Mike. 46. Watch the run. Watch the run. 46 to Mike. 46.
Looking to throw. Peterson, right side. Claypool's got it. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. Get it.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Peterson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
8 yards to go on 2nd down.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And I think the ball's out.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out.
So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
58 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that, +3. How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This is a 26-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Jags,
they finished the regular season with another win. They're 15th against just 2 losses.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia,
the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses.
And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.